Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with the last layout in our sketch-inspired One Sketch Two Ways with Vanessa and Lisa and our special guest Janet from RTS Scrapbooking. So this was the third sketch that we chose for this month, and it was the one that I actually chose. And my prompt for this layout was firsts. So it could be first day of school, first snowfall, first day of vacation, just something that had to do with firsts. And the added thing that you had to put on your layout was a pinwheel. And I was inspired by, on the sketch, you'll notice that there's something that looks sort of like a rosette, or I guess it could be a pinwheel. And so that inspired me to say we should add that to the layout somewhere. Now for this layout, I did decide to use my August Kit Club Overload Stash Kit, which is made up of Felicity Jane Page kits that I put together. And so I'm using that to go ahead and create this layout. The first thing here that you saw, I pulled out my papers and I took the paper that had the floral on one side and then this diagonal pink and white stripe on the other. And I went ahead and cut a 3 or 4 inch square and created my pinwheel. If you have not created a pinwheel before and you want me to do a tutorial on how to create those, just leave me a comment in the box below and I will be happy to do that. They're pretty straightforward. If you slowed down the video, you probably could probably watch as I cut the 4 corners of that square and then just folded them in. But like I said, if you'd like a tutorial on it, just let me know and I'd be happy to do that. So I made my pinwheel quite large. I wanted it to be a focal point of one of my clusters, and so I made sure to make it a little bit larger than I probably would normally make most of my pinwheels. So once I had that done here, I'm just going to go ahead and mat my photo. And so while I'm doing that, I just wanted to remind you that I do have a giveaway for a $20 gift card on this sketch inspired series. And so if you have left a comment and if you've subscribed and left a comment on any of the sketch inspired videos, I will put your name in, and I plan to do the drawing for that on September 8th or 9th. So be on the lookout for that. And I also wanted to make sure that you go over and check out Janet and Lisa's take on both this sketch, and if you haven't watched the prior 2 sketches for the month of August, be sure to watch those videos as well. Both ladies have amazing layouts. Lisa is a primarily 2-page scrapper, and so her layout has this sketch, which is a 1-page, in a 2-page format, so she does amazing work. And the same with Janet. Be sure to check her out. She always has a very fun take on each of these sketches, and it's been fun to do this sort of sketch inspired series with both of these ladies this month, so be sure to check them out. I will have their links below. Now, while I have been sort of chatting and giving you all the details, I did decide that this piece of sort of, I guess it's like a houndstooth pattern, I decided that I needed to put something on each of the edges of that piece of paper that's going to be right down the center of my layout. And in the sketch, it has what looks like probably our 2 paper border strips. I decided that I wanted to do something that had a little bit more texture, a little bit more interest, and instead of opting to punch some borders, I decided to take some crepe paper. And as you see, I had one side done, and then I filmed this other side that I'm doing here. I just took, and I'm just ruffling up the crepe paper so that it adds a really, really fun texture to the sides of that piece of paper that's going to go down the middle of my layout. And I really, really like how that looks. It adds just an extra dimension and some extra texture, and really kind of makes the layout a little bit more I guess not so plain is the right words. I'm trying to find the right words to say for that, but I guess I would say not so plain, so it sort of just jazzes it up a little bit. And so I'm just going to finish that up here, and then I believe that I trim yeah, I'm going to trim this side off. And then that side that I just completed was a little bit, I had pulled it out a little bit farther than the side, but than the other side. Oh my goodness, I can't talk tonight. On the other side, and so like you see, I'm just going to trim it down. So once I get that done, I will pull back in my background paper. I've matted the entire layout on a gray piece of cardstock, and then I have a pink piece of paper that was in the page kit that will be my background layer. And here you see I'm just taking all bits and pieces that were in that page kit. And if you want to see what all was in that page kit, I do have my Stash Kit Club Overload Stash video up on my channel for the month of August. If you go look at that, you can see what I had in each one of those page kits. And so I just put those different bits and pieces in each of the clusters. I went for, rather than following the sketch exactly, I went for a very 3 clustered layout, which is sort of a go-to design for me. So I created that top cluster, and then the cluster with the pinwheel, and then my title, I consider that to be another cluster. So you're going to see here, I'm laying everything out, and then I will glue everything down off camera. And when I come back, you'll see that I've changed a few things. I've moved a few things around. The tag up in the top left, I move that to over by the pinwheel, and that little ticket that's blue that's over by the pinwheel actually moves to where the tag is. So you'll see a few things that end up changing here. Sorry about that, I hit my camera there. But like I said, I moved a few things around, not a whole lot. I'm still using all those things that you saw me putting down in the first place. And the last finishing touch on this layout, rather than adding enamel dots, which is typical of my finishing touch, if it's not enamel dots, it'll be sequins, I decided to use these vellum, or not vellum, but tissue paper hearts that were in this kit. And I'm just sprinkling those around, again, like I would sequins or enamel dots. And those are going to be my finishing touch. And so with that, that will complete this page. And so like I said, don't forget to jump over and check out Lisa and Janet's pages. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. And really quick, I will tell you that this, because I just realized I forgot, but this picture was a picture of my daughter on her first day serving with the 4-year-olds at church. And so we were just really proud of her for having such a servant's heart and for being willing to help out. And so hence the title is what our Grace Kids group is called, and so that is what the journaling is about. And with that, I will call this one done. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.